Okay, so now you've done all that, you're ready to start creating your first campaign and to start promoting a video of your choosing. Follow these steps to learn how easy it is to start promoting your brand with YouTube advertising. But don't do any of it just yet. We're going to go through this process as a learning curve for now, and so that you understand how to get started. You'll want to see the rest of the videos before you get to work, in order to ensure that your ad is going to be as effective as possible and to ensure that you understand the precise workings of how the adverts work. So with this all linked, you'll need to come up with a bidding strategy. Most AdWord campaigns use a CPC or cost per click process, which means that you only pay once the ad has been clicked. With YouTube though, you'll need to use something called CPV. That means cost per view, and in turn means that you only pay once the video is viewed all the way through. We'll talk about this a bit more in a moment, but for now, all you need to know is that the amount you bid is the amount that you'll pay for each view. Your bid is your CPV, so it needs to be tied closely to your budget. So why not just offer the very lowest CPV possible and that way get your ads at the very low price? Well, simple, because there are too many people trying to do the exact same thing, and the amount you pay will directly impact on how visible your image is. This is called bidding because that's exactly how it works. You'll select the kind of content that you want your videos to appear on, and once you do that, you'll be going up against all the other advertisers in your niche. YouTube will decide which advert to show based upon which of you is paying the most. So this means that you can pay very little and get your adverts shown cheaply, but not very often, or you can pay more and have your adverts seen much more frequently by a bigger audience. Of course, the amount that you're able to pay is likely to be dictated closely by the amount that you stand to earn from each video and how effective your campaign is at driving sales and profits. Something else to recognize about the bidding process is that you won't always pay the maximum amount that you're willing to pay. As with bidding on eBay or at an auction, you're only required to beat the next highest bid. This means that you can set your CPV at 25 cents, but if the next highest bid is 10 cents, you'll only pay 11 cents. You'll be able to set a budget that you won't go over. This is particularly useful if you have a limited budget, as it guarantees that you won't spend more than you can afford. It also means that you're capped out at a certain amount though. So if your daily spend is $10 and your CPV is 50 cents, then there's a chance that you only get 20 views before your pool runs dry. Unfortunately, there is no golden rule or ideal number to refer to when choosing your ad spend, and ultimately the amount you bid will need to come down to your goals and objectives as well as your budget and cash flow. Of course, you can set different bidding amounts for different campaigns though, and this means you can compare how two different campaigns are performing, and you can try different strategies for each. What you also need to do is to generally track the performance of each of your campaigns and to look at how much they're earning and how much you're actually paying per click. You can then tweak the variables in order to make sure you have optimized your strategy. All this means you need to think carefully about how to get the most out of your campaign and how to get the most for your money. Another important factor to that end is your targeting. Targeting refers to the way in which your ads will be aimed at a very specific group. Most advertising campaigns will have a particular target audience in mind, and your job is to make sure that you're only paying for those specific people to see your ads. If you are a video game developer and the digital product you are selling is an action platform game, then of course you're probably not going to want your adverts to show on videos aimed at hair and makeup. While there may be some overlap, these two interests are very different and generally appeal to different demographics. If you pay for your ad to appear in front of a makeup tutorial, then chances are that you're going to be wasting your money. So instead, you want your video to appear only on relevant content, and in this case it means that you want it to turn up on videos like top 10 games countdowns or let's play videos or on video game reviews. Someone watching a review of one video game is much more likely to click on your ad and buy your game. On the other hand, if you're selling an ebook on how to do your makeup perfectly, then you want your videos to appear before makeup tutorials and not before Let's Plays. Targeting helps you to reach your specific target audience, and in turn, this helps you to make more conversions and get a better ROI. But there's more to it than that as well. Targeting also helps you to avoid facing so much competition, and this in turn helps you to win more bids while spending less. Put it this way, if your video is targeting a massive niche like bodybuilding, then you're going to be going up against Mike Chang and Jeff Cavaliere, as well as the countless other massive brands. And this means that you'll need to set a very high CPV and your budget will likely run out quickly. But if your video ad is targeting something a lot more specific and niche, let's say food truck businesses, then you can set your budget much lower and set your CPV much lower and still get seen by a lot of people. What's more is that this smaller audience is much more likely to be interested in your product and thus convert into paying customers. To set up topics, you simply choose from a couple of thousand different topics. This is somewhat limited when compared to regular AdWords that lets you choose any key phrases that you want. However, in some ways it also gives you a more precise control and it saves time. Some of these categories are going to be fairly broad. These include the likes of beauty and fitness or face and body care. These give you the most exposure but cost the most. But if you dig a little deeper into the subcategories, then you can get more niche by choosing things like face and body care or hygiene and toiletries. Another thing to think about when choosing your niche is just which type of content is most abundant and most successful on YouTube. Some video topics like makeup tutorials and Let's Play videos come up time and time again, meaning there are more videos for you to appear on, and those videos are likely to be higher profile. On the other hand, if you choose something that lends itself less well to videos, like programming, then you'll be appearing on fewer videos. Once you've done all this, you'll then have the option to choose your advert and to set it up. The first thing that you'll need to consider here is which type of advert you're going to use. There's actually multiple options in this regard, and some will even allow you to earn money without creating an advert at all. If you want to use traditional text ads, then you can have these appear on top of videos as they play. These look very similar to AdSense adverts, the ads that appear on websites, but are long and horizontal. These only show up on the desktop mind, which means that they won't be visible to the 50% plus of users who view them on mobiles. But then again, desktop users may be more likely to convert for your specific type of content. Overlay ads are a useful way to stand out from the pack and to reach a specific target audience without competing for the overcrowded space on Google's search engine results pages, SERPs. That said, though, they also don't quite function in the same way as true video ads and don't have the same amount of engagement. Then there are the so-called in-display ads, which show not over the video, but next to it. These will appear right next to the feature video. The more common type of ad, though, is the video ad, and this is what this video series is mainly focused on. There are many different types of video ads, and these are charged differently, but we'll look at this in more detail later on. For now, though, we'll focus on how you select your ad and set it up. To do this, you're basically going to upload the video to your YouTube channel, and you can make it unlisted or private so that your subscribers don't get shown it. And then you're just going to select it as the video to go with in that campaign. This means that you can actually use any video on your channel as an advert. If you want to, you can have a Let's Play as your ad. Of course, this isn't going to drive many customers to your products though, and it will likely be a waste of money. So instead, you're better off creating a unique video that exists for the sole purpose of being an advert and generating revenue. You also need to select the type of video ad, which in turn will dictate the behavior of the video. You'll learn more about this in the next video. If someone clicks your advert, or if they click the branding that appears around it, then they're going to be taken to a specific destination which should encourage sales and engagement with your brand. It's up to you to choose what this destination is, and it can either be your YouTube channel itself, or it can be another one of your videos. In other cases, you can link with a call to action, which means that you can send them straight through to a landing page or a site where they can buy your product. It's up to you how you want to set this up. If your aim is to increase engagement and to get more views and followers for long-term monetization, then linking them straight to your channel will give them the opportunity to see more of your content and to hopefully become fans or subscribers who can be more likely to buy from you in future. This is advantageous as it can be somewhat difficult to convince people to buy products cold if they've never heard of your brand before. On the other hand, though, if you're advertising a vacuum cleaner, then you may be able to say everything you have to say in the video. In that case, sending someone straight to your online store where they can click buy might be the best strategy. Note that you can also pay for a click. If someone doesn't watch your video all the way through but they click on the ad, then you're still going to pay for that at the price that you bid. Video ads are, of course, adverts that are videos in themselves, and this means they can be integrated much more seamlessly into the way that YouTube operates. These are the main types of adverts on YouTube and the ones that we're going to be focusing on. Again, though, there are actually multiple different types of video ads for YouTube. YouTube calls this True View and aims to give both the user and the advertiser more control over their campaigns as a result. Choose this wisely, as the type of video ad that you choose is also going to impact on the options available for you in terms of your destinations and the cost. An in-stream advert, for instance, is a video that will appear prior to the start of the target video. These pre-roll ads are like the adverts that play in a cinema before the main feature, but there is one key difference that benefits both the advertisers and the users, which is that the videos are skippable. As an advertiser, you can elect to make your videos skippable after the first 5 seconds of the video. If the user clicks skip, then you don't have to pay for the video and the viewer isn't subjected to a message that doesn't relate to them. This makes your content much more targeted because people won't watch a long video all the way through if they're not interested in the subject matter, and thus you'll avoid paying for those views. If you're savvy, though, you might now be thinking that perhaps there's a way for you to avoid ever paying, by making your video 100 minutes long so that no one watched it through to the end. Well, nice try. But actually, so long as viewers stick around for 30 seconds, you'll be paying for a view. An in-slate ad is only a little different to an in-stream ad. The key differentiating factor here is that the advert will be interspersed throughout the video that the users are watching. And this means that your video will appear at preset points during another video that the video creator has chosen. This lets the creator set up ad breaks in their content. And it also means that your video is going to appear on longer content rather on short 30-second videos. In-search ads, meanwhile, are adverts that appear in the search results above the organic results. These ads normally have a little ad label next to them as well, but otherwise they look like one of the videos on the channel with a little thumbnail. In-search ads behave a little differently from other videos on YouTube and from other adverts. This is because clicking on one of them will actually take the user to your YouTube channel where the video will play automatically. You can't then link this to your landing page, unfortunately, so it's less suitable for making direct sales, but much more suitable for creating a large number of subscribers and helping you to build trust and authority with your brand. This is your chance to demonstrate the kind of value and information that you're able to deliver and to show off all the other videos that you have on your channel. You can alternatively set these videos to show simply as regular videos, in which case your visitor will just simply watch them as they would any other video. They'll be able to see more videos from you and your channel name, next to the ad label, in the top right of the screen. When you create in-search video ads, there are a few more things to consider as well. For one, your advert can also appear in the sidebar of other videos and as suggested videos. When someone clicks on your advert here, it will play just as any other video would, and this is another opportunity for you to get more exposure. Likewise, your videos can also appear over the top of video homepages. So if a user logs in and sees their recommended videos, your ad may appear above that in a similar manner to an in-search ad, and they might choose to visit it. Another option to consider is that you can add captions and annotations to your videos, which can be a better way to link to external pages. This is actually a way that you can circumvent the limitations of in-search ads, as you can use these captions to link directly to landing pages or your website. Of course, this means that you can also blur the lines between your regular videos and your adverts. For instance, you could use an in-search video ad that takes visitors to your channel, and from there they might watch your video and then see some of your other videos, which include captions and annotations linking to your landing pages or e-commerce stores. At this point, you may now be ready to pull your hair out. We've covered an awful lot, and we still haven't finished explaining the ins and outs of your video ad campaign or all the various different options. You have to think about AdWords, YouTube, account settings, advert types, destinations, bidding, and much more, all of which is getting pretty complicated. And now we're going to hit you with the advanced techniques, which range from more advanced targeting to thumbnail creation and to ideal video length. And that's before we've even touched on the best practices for making stunning videos with high production values. Now, don't let all this scare you. It sounds like an awful lot, but once you get stuck in and try it for yourself, you should find that it's actually surprisingly self-explanatory. The first and main tip to begin with is just to dive in and start playing around with the different features. You know enough now to do that. Set a low budget and experiment with driving some traffic to your brand. Once you've done that, make yourself a strong cup of coffee and head back here for some more advanced techniques that you can use to squeeze a bit more profit and performance out of your ad campaign. When choosing your video ad, one of the most important factors to consider is how long you want to make it. The general consensus here is that shorter tends to be better. Remember that you pay for a full view if your visitors last over 30 seconds, so there's no benefit in trying to make your videos tiresomely long. Getting viewers to watch to the end of your video will give you the best chance of engaging and making an impression that leads to a sale. And statistics regularly show that shorter videos stand a better chance of being watched through to the end. Another consideration is that longer videos tend to cost you more. Now, this might come as something of a surprise, seeing as your views are supposed to be calibrated via bidding, but it all has to do with a new feature, Google's quality measure. You see, Google doesn't want advertisers to be able to ruin its search engine or video service by creating spammy videos that are poorly made and promote low-quality products. But they don't have time to manually vet every advert that gets uploaded. As such, the best strategy that Google has for ensuring some level of quality is to use an algorithm that attempts to gauge how good the content of your page is. To do this, it uses something called a quality measure, which basically awards better quality content. This means that you'll be rewarded with more views and lower CPV if your videos get watched all the way through, and you'll also be rewarded for shorter videos. There's nowhere in the official documentation where this is explicitly stated. However, many prominent digital marketers have run experiments to test how much YouTube ads cost at different lengths, and the results have repeatedly demonstrated that longer videos cost more. Then again, there are still some arguments in favor of longer videos. One is that longer videos might still prevent people from watching to the 30-second mark and thus get you some free brand awareness. And this is a key point to bear in mind. Even if someone skips your video, you can still show your branding, so put that right at the start. Think about it. If an ad starts playing and you notice that it's 20 minutes long, then you may be more inclined to hit skip, even if you otherwise would have given it a chance. If your objective is to gain a little brand visibility and you're not bothered about direct conversions, then this can be a smart and effective strategy. Another consideration is that you can use a longer video to quickly develop more trust and engagement and to demonstrate real value. In other words, rather than relying on the viewer finding your page and looking through your content, you can hit them right away with a big, definitive video explaining a topic or providing stellar entertainment that wouldn't fit into a shorter video. Again, some of this will come down to experimentation and tweaking. Try different lengths and look at your metrics to see which videos are getting watched all the way through, which are getting clicks, and which are generally offering the best ROI. As mentioned earlier, it's possible to link in-search ads to any page on your website, such as a landing page or a link, by using captions. You can also do this with the other videos on your channel, and this is a great way to drive more traffic to your sales pages and increase profits. It also makes a lot of sense from a long-term content marketing perspective. In other words, you can use video ads to promote your channel and gain subscriptions, then encourage people to buy from you in your regular videos after they've had a chance to familiarize themselves with your brand and the kind of value that you're capable of delivering on a consistent basis. To do this, you need to first associate your website with your YouTube account. Now, before you do this, you won't be able to link to it, and this means you also can't link to other sites, such as using direct affiliate links. To link your YouTube account to your website, you need to first verify your account. So what you have to do is sign in and then come here to youtube.com/verify. And it's a two-step process. What they'll do, you select your country from the drop-down menu, and then you need to decide how they're going to send you a verification code. They can either call you on the phone with an automated voice message, or they can text you the verification code as an SMS message. It's up to you, but you do have to do this by phone in most countries. So what happens then is you decide how you want to be verified, and then they will send you the verification code, which you enter into the website on the 2 of 2 page here. You also need to ensure that your account is in good standing, and that means that you mustn't have breached any of YouTube's terms and conditions, which relates in particular to the use of copyrighted footage or audio. And you can find that out by going to youtube.com/features once you've signed into your account, and you can see here that my account is in good standing. Okay, next thing you want to do is come over here to the left-hand side and click on the Advanced tab under Channel. And then do a page down on your computer's keyboard if you're using a PC. And then you want to look for this section here where it says Associated Websites. And you can then add the URL in here and click Add. And what will happen once you've entered that in is you'll get a flag here saying Pending. And it'll also be another box to say Verify. What you need to do then is click on Verify and you'll be taken to the search console, and here again you need to make sure that you're logged in with the same Google account, and you'll need to follow further instructions to add your site to the search console. You'll then be asked to choose a verification method, which in most cases will mean simply adding a snippet of code to your pages that Google can subsequently detect. Once the verification is complete, the status here will go from pending to success, and you can then use an annotation to take your visitors to anywhere on your URL. A few notes here. First of all, note, when a viewer clicks on your annotation, playback will stop and this will impact your watch time metrics. Note too, if you do want to link to another destination, you can always put the link in your video description, which will appear underneath the video. This means you could, in theory, link straight to an affiliate product, and you can even mention in the video that the link is down below to draw attention to it. There are tons of options here.